Hey everybody, welcome to the Cardboard Cave. Here to do a little Lego review for you, something we don't do very often. This is just a gift with purchase set that I just got in. It is 40700 Winter Holiday Train. It is 294 pieces. Like I said, this is a gift with purchase set, which I know that can be frustrating. It was done during the VIP weekend or the Insiders weekend, which is just the weekend before Black Friday. And then they're going to do it again on Black Friday weekend. I'm going to try to get this up tonight, which means if you see this, you might have a chance still to get it for Black Friday weekend. $170 spend. So obviously it's not worth $170 on its own, but the idea is you're buying Lego you plan to buy anyways, and this is a free gift with the $170 minimum spend. Lego's also doing a record player set, which is even more pieces than this. It's pretty impressive for a $250 spend. So you get both gifts if you spend $250. But we're not talking about the record player. We're talking about the Winter Holiday Train. And the other reason I wanted to review it now is it's not ridiculous. Like if you have to go to the aftermarket, if you don't want to spend $170 on Lego right now, totally understandable. But you can go to, I don't know, Bricklink or eBay, wherever you could get your, I guess third-party Lego. And right now, it's not too crazy. So look, this will just help you decide if it's worth it to you, if you have to go that route. I will say, based on the number of pieces, it's 12 inches in length, it says on the back of the box. I did cut the tabs. I've not dumped it out yet. Actually, I was just going to build it for fun. I'm like, you know what? I could do a video on this. It's Christmas time almost. 12 inch in length. I got to say, this is the best that I can remember, like, miniature train gift with purchase they've ever done, because it's kind of a complete train. I mean, it's not going to go on your regular Lego tracks, but 12 inches in length is decent, and it's got good detail. It looks like the Emerald Express they did years ago, which was gorgeous. For a gift with purchase set, it just seems more substantial than the ones they've done in the past. And there's the size of the wheels it shows you there. There's one-to-one with my thumb. Yeah, so let's just see what you get, and then we'll come back with it built and give you our thoughts. Again, Black Friday weekend, so Thanksgiving weekend, this will be available. $170 spends, and you get this free automatically. While supplies last, I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3 numbered bags. Let's see. Oh, 2 manuals. Wow. 2 manuals in a GWP set. That feels premium. So we got 1, 2, 3 bags and 2 manuals. Again, it's really substantial. I mean, $170 minimum spend is nothing to laugh at, but it is much more substantial than your, like, the little poly bags they throw in when you spend 40 bucks, you know. So here's bag 1. There's no minifigures, of course. It's not really a minifigure scale thing. Bag 2. Bag 3. It's not all tiny parts by any means either. I mean, there definitely are some small ones, but those, oh, that must be for the tree. Those are like, those might have just been introduced with the Lord of the Rings sets. I'm not sure. They're pretty new, those plant pieces there. But anyways, we'll get into all that. There's what you get. 3 bags, 2 manuals. The first part builds the train and coal tender, which is actually holds the presents. So this just builds the last car. That's interesting. Yeah, this just builds the other car. Well, I guess so 2 people can work on it at a time. Somebody can just work on bag 3. That's a cool way to do it. Anyways, we'll come back and give it a review. All right, well, here we are. That didn't take very long. Very enjoyable build. It says ages 8 and plus, so as you would expect, there's nothing frustrating. There was nothing at all annoying about the build. It went together super well. Just a good, fun, pretty breezy, quick build. But everything was built very solidly and I think smartly. The way certain things were done just really got all the detail you could expect out of a set this size with this piece count. First things first. I don't really understand, and I heard someone else say this, and it's like, you know, they got a point. I don't really understand why the little coal tender holding the gifts has 3 sets of the train wheels, and this longer flatbed only has 2. Comment below if you think that looks better, but it's incredibly simple to switch it around. You got to take this one piece off the flatbed and then just pull that off and put it there. That's it. So there's no reason you can't do that if you think that looks better. I will switch it back around, though, in just a moment to show you the official way to build it. But, I mean, I was okay with the flatbed only having 2, but with this part having 3, it did seem a little odd. I don't know, maybe that's more realistic. Yeah, like I said, just comment below. But that being said, yeah, like I said, it's about 1 foot long. You have, of course, the engine with this really awesome smoke effect, which I first saw in the Monkey Kid sets. I think that might be where they started. You got the coal tender, which is actually piled high with gifts. And it's fun how those are built. Just look like a pile of gifts, but they're very tight. They're not going to fall anywhere. And then there's more gifts on the flatbed and the Christmas tree. It doesn't rotate as the train moves, like the Holiday Winter Village set they came out with a while back. But you can spin it yourself. It's on a little turntable. Excuse me. You could, if you know how to build more cars yourself, or I guess if you had more of this set, you could certainly extend it to infinity. No limit there. It is not a magnetic attachment system like at least the Lego trains I've had. It's just a simple, that piece on one end and this on the other end, and it works very well. So there's just the train and tender together, which honestly looks great just on its own. Here's just the train. So let's take a closer look at the train, speaking of. Really love the color so much. Of course, you got the bigger wheels here and then the smaller ones. My favorite parts about the train, well, just the shape of it. They nailed it. And the color. Also love the smoke. And the front was just super well done. This is just like, I mean, flag pieces attached on the front that you just squeeze together to make the cow catcher. And I think it works really well. That was such a clever way to do that. I mean, it's so simple, but it works. I just think the front of the train looks really good. I mean, you could confuse this with a much bigger, more impressive model at first glance till you realize, oh, wait a minute, that's his hand. That's pretty small. This is definitely, comment below of any others you know of that can compete with this. This is definitely the best gift with purchase train they've ever done. And they've done quite a few small ones. Definitely the best. Probably also the biggest spin threshold. Of course, there's no room for an actual minifigure or anything, but this is a clear piece, and behind that are 2 gauges. That is detail I would not expect on a gift with purchase set. You got a clear piece here and then 2 gauges behind it to give the idea that, you know, there's actually room for somebody in there. And you can just see all the way through on that side. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Just really love the way this looks overall. It's a simple build, but it's not a dumb build. Like it's clever enough and it works really well. You might have to straighten these out a little bit to get them just right, but it works. I think it works really well. All right, then the next car is the little coal tender, which I like a lot. You know what? From now on, I'm going to build this back as it comes. I just wanted to show you, and you can decide for your own. It's that simple. You pull that off, and you have to pull this off to make room for it. That's all you have to do if you want to build it that way. But honestly, it's the opposite of a big deal. It doesn't matter. Here's how it comes. 3 sets of little wheels on this one. I love the colors. The gold, looks like gold fencing here holding this in. The gold and the emerald green is just wonderful. Just a pile of gifts you build here. I mean, they're not really, you could certainly take them off one at a time. Although, like the one below, like has a jumper for this to attach to. So they're not necessarily meant to take off, but you could take them off. But I just think it looks good like that. Just a pile of gifts. If your OCD bothers you, you can turn these differently. I built it exactly how it showed it. Oh, I might have just turned that one wrong. Anyways, it doesn't have them all facing exactly the same way. That was done intentionally. If you're OCD, you can change that if you'd like. And then the flatbed car, which also has a pile of gifts. And I really like these pieces for a small tree. I think that's super nice. I think that's really done well. So I think the last thing to do, let's see. Find time to think about this. I always think about this once I'm recording. Well, I'll just use my hand for size. I mean, you know, it's a good chunky thing. I mean, it's still a miniature train, but it's not minuscule. But I think the last thing to do is put everything on here. It's almost too big, but I think that'll work. And give you our little spinning. Oops, let's go the other way. There we go. Again, this won't fit on any real track. Now, you might be able to come up with something yourself, you know, brick built, but it won't fit on the official regular Lego track. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool set, personally. It's a little too big for this, but this is how we end the video anyways. My recommendation, so Lego's going up. Lego's always been expensive. It's going up, well, like everything else, to be fair. That being said, Lego, when they do these gift with purchase sets, they don't sell them separately, but they still assign like arbitrary value. And I think they tend to actually value them on the low side. And they said this was a $20 value. It's 294 pieces. It's not tiny pieces overall. They're like average sized. Of course, there's no license. There's no minifigures. Here's what I'll say. If this were released as a $20 set, let's make it a little straighter here. How about that? If this were released as a $20 set, I think it would be considered a great value. People were like, man, you got to go out and buy this. That is such a nice $20 set. I think if it released as a $25 set, it would still feel like a good, fun set. So as far as like what's it worth, I would not be surprised if Lego charged $25 for this, personally. And actually, I don't think I like it on this because it's too crunched up. So let's just put it out here. I think if Lego charged $25 for this, nobody would bat an eye. That would feel about right, honestly. So, for a gift with purchase, it's fantastic. If you have to buy it on the aftermarket and you don't get it, you know, during Black Friday, I personally would be willing to go up to $30 because I just love the look of it. I just think it's so solid and so neat. It'll be a fun display around Christmas time. Even if you don't have the space to get out the whole Winter Village sets, this will be a nice little, you know, on the mantle or a desk or whatever. I would be willing to go up to $30. My opinion is Lego would probably charge about $25 if they actually released it as a set. And that's the other point I'm going to make. It's absolutely good enough for them to have released as a set. This would have been a very popular Christmas wintertime set. They chose to do it as a gift with purchase. It is what it is. You know, there's good and bad to that. Good if you plan to make a big Lego purchase anyways and you feel like you really got extra value. Bad if you didn't and now you're like, have to go through third parties just to get the set, which is frustrating. But I guess what I'm saying is if you do have to go through third parties, I personally would be willing to pay up to $30 for this. Because I just think it's kind of unique, honestly. It's obviously not a big Lego train set. But it's almost, I think it's almost of the caliber of, to a smaller scale, you know, a smaller thing, a smaller item. I mean, this might be a little too far, but you know, like they did the Millennium Falcon, the smaller one, but it still has a lot of detail. It's like an $80 set. They've done several like that now. I really like that scale. To me, this is almost like that, except for a train instead of, you know, a huge ship. Maybe not quite to that level, but it's kind of like that. I mean, it's just hard for me to imagine them doing, it's hard for me to imagine them doing the engine any better in this scale. These maybe, you know, actually, don't criticize Lego when you didn't even build it right. I just realized I think I ended up turning this around backwards at some point. I think that's supposed to be, yeah. That's actually, wow, what did I do? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. I screwed some things up. I'm going to do a fair review. You can turn it off if you want to, if you don't care about this kind of thing. I'm saying, as a gift with purchase set, purely as a gift with purchase set, this set for me is high up there. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird to review a gift with purchase set because, well, it was technically free. But I may not have these gifts exactly right. I'm just getting them back up there because I screwed up. And I screwed this up too. In the realm of gift with purchase sets, to me, this is one of the best they've done. Honestly. So it'd be like a 9 out of 10 in the realm of gift with purchase sets. If it were a set they were selling for 20 bucks, which is what they claim it's valued at, it would be a 9 out of 10. Like, it would be like, you got to get this. If you like trains, if you like Christmas themed stuff, you got to get this for 20 bucks. I think that's right. I apologize about that. Wow. I really goofed that up. It actually looks a little better that way. Yeah. What I was saying is I feel like this is about perfect. And I feel like this is definitely more than good enough. But this part, it's hard for me to imagine them doing better with this number of pieces in this size. And this is really good. Like, it's pretty cool. If they added a caboose, on the end, I could see this being a $35 set. Like, easy. Even as is, I could easily go 25. And I'm personally saying, especially if you like to display some Lego at Christmas time, I'm saying I would be willing to go up to 30. But you got to decide for yourself. I do like it. It looks good. It does, of course, roll. I think it looks good from every angle. And it's just a nice thing. It's a real win as a gift with purchase set. And if you can get it for a reasonable price, I'm saying 30 or under, then I think it's well worth it. Even if you have to get it on the aftermarket. But there we go. The now correctly built, I believe, Lego 40700 Winter Holiday Train. This is a big thumbs up from the Cardboard Cave. Thank you so much. And please comment, what do you think about this? And if you don't mind liking the video, I appreciate it. I'm not monetized. I do not make money from my videos at all. But I genuinely enjoy reading comments. And, well, I know it's pathetic, but I enjoy getting those thumbs up. So I appreciate it. Thanks so much for checking the Cardboard Cave.